Hi, girlies. Welcome to Book Please Podcast. It's Alina here.
Hey guys, it's Amanda.
Welcome to season 3 of Book Please, all our booklets. We are so excited to be back.
Yeah, super excited. And sorry we're virtual, guys. Amanda is messing everything up. She's still in New York, but I will be back the following week, after next week.
Yes, it's all her fault.
Oh, me.
I, I'm just kidding. We are virtual. Amanda's in New York. Sometimes you just need a little time to be home with family. It's so nice that you had a couple weeks there. I'm so excited for you, but I am ready for my sis to be back in Florida with me.
So soon. I'm missing my warm weather. It's been snowing. I'm sick of the snow. I'm sick of the cold. Yep.
You miss
So,
me?
oh, duh. I miss you.
Hello, number
I miss
one.
Cash.
Yes, Cash is here. Benefit of being virtual. Say hi. Look at
Hi,
him.
baby.
He's a sleepy bunny, Mr. Cashy.
Hi.
He's got bedhead. He's a little embarrassed. Okay, but yes, my little pup, for those of you who are listening, has to always make his little appearance when we're virtual. He's on the logo. He has to pay his
Mhm.
dues.
Pay his dues.
So we have so much to catch up on. We are so excited to kick off this year in 2025. Like Amanda said, in 2 weeks, we will be back in studio, back at it. Big plans for the year. We cannot wait. My girl, how were your holidays?
They were good. Thanksgiving's one of my favorite holidays. That was great. No, I didn't spend
We saw
Thanksgiving in
you
New
for
York.
Thanksgiving,
I was
bitch.
like, wait. I was
She's like, I
like,
haven't been home since 1992.
that's how
No,
long it's been. I'm
honey,
like,
we
wait.
only missed you for Christmas and New Year's. We've only been off for 2 weeks, not 4.
But
Welcome
to be
back.
honest, Thanksgiving is my favorite
She's
holiday, so
like,
that's
is
why
it
I'm still thinking
September?
about it. I'm like, what month are we in? So yes, I was home for Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
Um, so that was good. I feel like cold, so not much to do. Like I feel like in Florida you can do a lot more. You can go out,
Yeah.
but it's been nice to be around family.
I love cold weather fashion. So that's like my favorite thing about when I get
Boots.
to go home, wear my cute puffers and my thigh high
Hmm.
boots and all the vibes. Like that I miss for sure. But it's like I enjoy the cold around the holidays and then I love coming back to Florida. I went home to Jersey for 10 days and I saw my family, had an amazing Christmas, and then I came back like the day before New Year's Eve. And I had like such a low key New Year's Eve, but it was so special. Like my boyfriend and I stayed in, we ordered takeout, we journaled and like manifested, wrote down like our goals for 2025, and then we like said them out loud. Like we went one by one, talking through our
Hmm.
goals, and we had champagne and watched the ball drop. And honestly, it was like just so special. And we had
Hmm.
Cash with us at midnight, like in our laps for the ball drop.
Aw.
So it
I
was
love
really nice.
that for you. I love love.
It's
Hmm.
really nice and like it's funny because like every year I'm like schlepping in the cold and like these little sequin outfits and I'm like, oh my God, under blankets with takeout, living.
Okay, important question. Do you
Yeah.
get dressed up for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, or just Christmas Eve, or just Christmas Day?
Okay. So what we do, our holiday tradition has always been Christmas Eve is like immediate family vibes and we always do like gifts on Christmas Eve with just
Hmm.
our like immediate family. And Christmas Day is like when we get dressed up, and my mom and dad are the ones who like host the big Christmas every year. So our family comes to us on Christmas Day and we're dressed. What about
Got it.
you?
I'm the opposite. So Christmas Eve is bigger for us,
Okay.
and we
A
when I
lot of
was
people,
younger, I would stay up till
yeah,
midnight, but now I'm just like eat, sleep.
girl, I need to confess something. Like, I need to talk about this. When I was younger, and I actually asked you about this to like ask your mom, but I didn't realize, like, my tradition was always we used to go to like a family member's for Christmas Eve when I was younger growing up and like come home and still do our presents. And my mom always used to be like, we would pull up in the driveway after going to like my aunt and uncle's. We would come pull up in the driveway, and then my mom would be like, okay, like let's check if Santa's here. Like if Santa came, then we
Aw.
can do, let me go check. If Santa came, then we can do presents. But like, I have to go see first because you can't see him because you're a kid, like whatever.
Meanwhile, she's taking out the gifts.
She's taking out the gifts. She's eating she's
Cookies.
putting the cookie away and leaving crumbs. Whatever. She's doing the whole thing. She's running in there like a crazy woman, like putting the presents under the tree, throwing out the cookie, leaving crumbs, leaving a note from Santa, whatever she's doing. And we would go in and and she'd be like, "Oh, he came," and like we'd run and like
Oh,
I don't. And even if it wasn't midnight, like in our heads, it was like we thought it was, whatever it was.
oh, that must
So
be super special.
it was so special that it
Oh.
made me start to think, like, damn, like I remember being mad old, sitting in that freaking car in the driveway, and my mom would check for Santa. So I was like, I was just thinking about it one day, and I was like, oh my God, like. And because I heard people talking about like at the age that they let their kids know and this and that, because this time
Hmm.
of year, all that kind of content circulates. Oh, somebody's kid found out, or someone at the playground said something, whatever. And I was like, I was mad old, like sitting there waiting for my mom to check for Santa. So I texted her, I'm like, Mom, like, how old was I when I found out that Santa wasn't real? And she was like, I don't know, you were too old. And I was like, what? She's like, you were like 12. And I was like,
Oh.
what? And then she like, I was cackling at these messages. And she was like, yeah, honestly, like you were devastated. And I was just so shocked that you still really thought that he was real at that age. Like she was like concerned. And I was cackling at the messages that she was sending me.
But that's so cute. I mean, when you make it that special,
Yeah.
it does seem like he came. So for us, I would say like I knew my parents got me gifts. I knew family got us gifts. It would be one huge gift. We would wake up to Christmas Day, and that's what
Hmm.
Santa brought us. So it was
Okay.
like,
Okay.
yeah, so it was like I always knew like the Santa one would be like
Like
something
the
I
big
really,
gift.
really wanted. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's how they did it because we opened gifts at midnight. So my aunt would be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, for you," and so it was Christmas Day. Santa came when we
Yeah.
while we were sleeping.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, that is so funny. I don't know like how we're gonna do because we never did Elf on a Shelf and that kind of shit when we were
Oh,
younger.
I'm gonna be the worst at that. My kids are gonna hate me. I'm gonna be so morbid. I'm gonna do some crazy ones.
These you really are. You're gonna do like Dead Elf, like hanging over the window with like blood. Like,
I like the ones where the kids are sleeping and the elf draws on them, and it's like,
oh my
you
God.
were naughty, so the elf.
Oh my God. Honestly, though, these parents be working overtime. Like, who has the time? I remember I was babysitting and like I would babysit when I was in college and the parents would come home and it'd be like late at night. The kids are in bed, then they'd gone out for the night drinking dinner and they'd be like, oh shit, we got to do the elf. And they're like sitting there at like 12 or whatever time it
Mm.
is doing the elf after a night out. Like, I just cannot imagine the stress that
So,
goes into
I
it.
have two little sisters, so my mom does that with them.
Oh my gosh, yes.
See, I know if you're watching earmuffs. But there was one time that she forgot to
Yes,
move the
wait,
elf.
earmuffs if you're listening.
She
You
forgot to
better
move
just,
it.
any children, leave the room. Like,
Leave the
have
room.
this beginning
This whole
discussion needs a
episode.
disclaimer. Yes, it's
So
not
she
for you.
forgot to move it, and my sisters woke up and was like, "Oh, she didn't. What happened? She didn't." And then my mom was like, "Oh, she must have lost her magic overnight, and she just had to stay
Oh my
there.
God.
She's gonna move the next day."
Stop. Oh no. So do both your sisters still believe?
I think so. I think so.
Oh, wow.
I think
Okay.
Melinda will be the first to be like to kind of figure it out.
She's the older one.
She's the younger one. She's the one that like,
Oh,
or Sienna's the more like innocent, sweet, like no bad. Melinda's the one I worry about.
so
She's like
she's
me.
more like you.
Yeah,
Exactly. That is really
exactly.
funny. Well, I guess we will see what we
I
do
look forward to
when.
that.
Yeah, that'll be such a time. I guess we're gonna have to brainstorm together.
Oh, I can't wait. Yours is gonna be so cute, and then I'm gonna be like, "Pfft, I'm gonna do something crazy."
I mean, I don't know. I'm already tired thinking
The
about
kid's
it, but
gonna
we'll.
wake up, and the elf is gonna be like in their face, like,
It's gonna be like you didn't finish your homework. That's a good one though. Like if they get in trouble, like the elf can just like he left last night. He's not here
"Yep,
today
yep."
because you were naughty.
He's preparing your coal.
Yes, we'll have to like research things that we can do for sure.
Ugh.
But We have a little time before then. For now, I'll stay a dog mom and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'll eventually get pregnant. Just have
Uh,
to find, just have to
and some,
find a man.
it's we have some time.
Yeah,
We'll be all right.
I'll be pregnant next
Okay.
year. Manifestation. I'm
Cutting
done.
this out. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so before we wrap up this topic of holidays, I do need to issue a little thank you to everyone who wrote in about my wreath chronicles because, as you know, I could not hang my Christmas wreath, and there were so many people who commented to help and send suggestions. So if you are like me and there's like a seal above your door and you can't close your door with a wreath on it, no matter what you use, no matter what you try to suction something on your door and it falls, I got you. Well, our commenters got you. The most popular answer was
Mhm.
to put a string on the wreath like you had suggested, but on the inside of the door, take a command hook, put it upside down and loop around the string on the other side.
Oh, did it work? Did you try it?
I didn't try it because I had already returned the wreath, but I figured so many people knew this hack and like went out
Hmm.
of their way to share with us. So first I want to say thank you. Second, for anyone with seasonal wreaths, wreaths for spring, whatever, like
Mhm.
use it if you have an issue. Like what an amazing hack.
I feel like I'm so biased. I don't trust it because I feel like I love command strips, but like, how do I know? What if it's like heavy? You know? I don't know. But
Yeah, I know, but I think with the string, I don't know, the way that it works, apparently it works.
yeah,
There
people
it
if
was such
people
an
say it,
overwhelming, it was really such an overwhelming response that it must, like, I believe it. And whatever it is, hook something on the inside of your door for you to put the string around.
that's
Even if
yep,
it's
it could be
not a
anything.
command hook, put a little screw, whatever you want to put in there.
So smart.
It's up to you. And the other thing I do want to mention is like, I am sure that people have been losing sleep because we have been off for 2 weeks. They couldn't get their book please updates, and they're like, what happened to Alina at the DMV? Like, how was her picture? Like, we all manifested for her. We prayed for her. Like, did she have a full beat look? Like, how was her picture? It was great.
It was great.
It was a one fucking take ass photo. Sorry,
Mm.
mom. My mom wants me to stop cursing on the podcast. I'm trying. It was a one
Uh-oh,
take
Mama
photo.
G, earmuffs.
Yes, literally. She's like, I need you. She's like, I just want you to like, please don't be upset.
Oh, she's so
And she
cute.
tells me of 5 million things that she loves about our podcast, and she goes, "But can you just?" But she's right. I'll tone it down.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
even
try.
notice it. It's like in our
In
normal conversation.
2025, I'll try and do a little better. But yes. So I had great photo, one take wonder, like incredible. But the actual process,
Mm,
it is something that it is. Thank God my license now doesn't expire till 2033 because I'm gonna die if I have to do that again.
I don't blame
First,
you.
first of all, I had to make an appointment over a month out. Do you know that I went 2 hours early to the DMV and I didn't get in because I didn't have an appointment and the line was so long? I asked people, "How long have you been here?" Some people said 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
What?
Yes. And I was
No.
like, is there security here? Because this is crazy. Like is that safe? Like you guys are sitting here overnight? Like like I am not
Uh-uh.
going at
The
two, three
DMV needs to
o'clock.
do better. That's crazy.
That was
Hire more
sickening.
people.
It was sickening. And they treat you like cattle out there. Like
Oh, for sure.
you're not a person, like no matter what your
Hmm.
story is. Like when I had gone, it was way before the holidays, and they were like, not letting some people couldn't even fly home without their ID. They don't care. They do not want to hear your story. They don't care about your
Hmm.
excuse. I made an appointment over a month out. And then the night before my appointment, I'm like getting together my confirmation email to like make sure I can show them when I get to the door. And they canceled my appointment.
I don't mean
They
to laugh.
sent, no, no, you can laugh. They sent me a link, and basically they texted me a link that said like click the link to confirm your
Hmm.
upcoming appointment. I never saw it. It's a random number, so I didn't click it, so they removed my appointment. So I had no appointment, and I had to go to the DMV and pretend like I so this is what I did. I think I have powers. I'm not going to lie to you. I may have manifesting powers that I'm coming into in this past year. Last year I manifested my win for Eras Tour. Okay,
Hmm.
just a few short months later, not even weeks. I go to this DMV. I'm sitting in my car. I'm blasting the Wicked soundtrack, and I'm like, I'm getting in a positive headspace. I'm about to walk into the DMV without an appointment. And I'm like preparing a speech. I'm like, I'm going to tell them that I clicked the link. I blah, blah, blah. I don't know what happened. Like, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, we're going to just do it. We're going to say this.
I
We're
would
going to
just
say
start
that.
crying. Just start
And I'm
crying.
sitting there, I'm planning it in my head and I'm blasting Wicked and I'm like going and I'm like just like in a positive headspace. I'm just in my car. This Wicked
Mhm.
piece is important just for the story.
Got it.
So I get to the front of the door. Like I get online. I'm like, is this the line for appointments? And they're like, yeah. Meanwhile, there's a mob of angry people arguing to get in. And I'm like, oh my God. And I go there as if I have an appointment. I see the lady. She's checking everybody's IDs. She's checking names off the list. I go up there and she's like, name. And I'm like, Alina Tarkazikis. And then she's like looking at me and I just start spelling. I'm like, T-A-R. And she's all overwhelmed. She looks down at her paper. I'm looking at her paper. My name is not on her paper. And she goes, okay, crosses off Glinda and lets me in. And she's like, go ahead, Glinda. Doesn't check my ID,
So she
nothing.
thought you were Glinda?
Yeah, mind you,
You fucked Glinda over.
mind you. Yeah, she thought I was Glinda. That's Ariana's
Yeah,
character in
yeah.
Wicked. So I was like, it was a weird channeling thing. Like, what are the odds? I'm so obsessed with Ari. Like, you know
Ah,
this. Everybody knows how obsessed I am. And like, I've been over consuming Wicked, Glinda, all that shit. Like, joking. And my mom's like, did you do a toss when you walk inside? Like, literally. Like, what are the odds? That was so
honestly,
weird.
it's a good tip. If you're going to the DMV, just use a common name. Say
Act
Sarah.
like you.
You know?
But this bitch had a first and last name. In what world did she not verify my ID? She's checking
You look like
everybody
a
on the line.
Glinda.
I was like, thank you very much. I was like, okay, Ari, I see you. It was like the universe was like, bitch, shut up. You're getting inside. Like it was like a
Poor
no laugh.
Glinda. I wonder if they let her
I
in.
was, I'm sure they let her in because, like, if she argues, she can show ID. So I was like, okay. But I was nervous that at some point, I would never felt relief because I was like, at one point, they're going to be like, you're not Glinda.
Glinda,
And I
yeah.
was panicked. And then, like, it was just a trip. I was there for over 4 hours, did everything, took my picture. Everything was good, registered to vote. And then at the end, they were like, okay, like, they gave me a vision test.
Mm,
Now, honey, I
uh-oh.
don't know if you know this, but I don't wear glasses or anything. Like
Mm-hmm.
I can see perfectly, but
Mm-hmm.
my left eye is way worse than my right. But my doctor always said your right eye overcompensates for your left, so you think you see perfectly, but your right eye is straining for your left eye. So you should. He was like, you should just wear something so you don't strain out your eye. I took this vision test, and she's like, okay, read me the letters. I fly through the letters. And she's like, why aren't you? She's like, all the way from the left. And I'm like, I am. And she's like, no, the box all the way to the left. I was like, there's no letters in that box. And she's like, bitch, what's wrong with your left eye? Apparently there was a box full of letters I couldn't even see because the machine covers my one eye. So
Mm,
with my left eye, I
mm.
couldn't see any of the letters. I She gave me a 1 hour pass. She's like, if you have glasses, like you can come back in 1 hour to hold your spot. Otherwise, I don't get the next appointment for like a month. So
What?
I got in the car and I called my boyfriend. I said, baby, I need your glasses.
I
I
was gonna say you don't even have them.
I don't have glasses. I ran home. I got his glasses. I went back to the DMV. Can you believe I failed my vision test? I was like,
But wait,
and she
how'd you
literally
get back in if you weren't Glinda?
she gave me an hour pass that
Oh,
was like,
got it. Got it.
you can come because I had already got I already finished everything. I had been there for
Yeah.
hours. So she was like, if you want your license, you got to pass the vision test. And she goes to me, I can't give you a license if you can't see. I was like, bitch, I can see. She's like, where are the letters? I was like, what the fuck?
So
Like,
now is your license marked that you need? Because mine says that
yes,
I'm
yes, it
need
does. It says
my
it.
stuff.
It said
Yeah.
it on my old one too. Like I knew that my left eye wasn't the best,
You
but I didn't
almost
know I had
there.
to.
Almost.
I didn't know I needed to, but it was like God was on my side because there were so many obstacles. But
Hmm.
until I had the license in my hand, I couldn't breathe.
Mm, mine wasn't that bad. I mean, I did mine when I first moved here in 2018, but yeah.
It's always a story with me. But
Always. You can't
Glinda the good.
returning things, like it's always something with
It's
you.
just always drama on this side, but it
Trying to
is what it
trying to
is.
drive and understand direction, southwest, east, east.
Can't do it. Can't go anywhere. Can't do anything.
I even give you
I'm just.
landmarks.
I need a driver. This is why it's good that we're podcasting. Like one day I'll have all the things I need, okay?
We will.
And
We will.
we'll have
Hmm.
book please drivers and all the things.
So you
Like
mother effers better
I'm
subscribe.
subscribe for my livelihood for for my safety and so I can afford glasses in 2025. So anyways, let's get into it. So much to catch up on. The Golden Globes. I
Hmm.
don't even want to go there with the Golden Globes because I'm so over award shows. Like, we don't have to do a full recap. I'm sure if you were interested, you watched. I just have to say this. I am so tired of award shows, like, and just like movie critics and all these people, like, taking things so deeply that it's like, it has to be like art. Like
Mm.
anybody in all the movies and shows that we watch and that we like and that are always like the popular opinion, they don't get the awards. It's always like some foreign ass random like the way people loved Saltburn and they're like, you don't get it.
Oh.
Like I'm so tired of like Wicked. Ariana didn't win for her role. Cynthia didn't win for her role. Wicked didn't win motion picture. Okay, I get it. Oh, it's just too whatever. Like Cynthia not winning for her role, it just really pissed me off. Like
Wait,
all of
so who
it.
did win?
So for Ariana's role, so actually, I'll just say the movie Amelia Perez is like a film with like a
Oh.
French director about like some Mexican drug cartel. It was like the movie that stole every award
Mm.
that I don't know anyone who's actually seen that film.
I haven't
However,
seen it.
all I know about that film, all that I have heard is it's very controversial. There's a lot of like the Mexican community who's like represented in the movie is livid because they do not have Mexican actresses.
Ah, what?
And yes, and they have like one actress who's Mexican and they have Selena Gomez in there who is a descendant of Mexican grandparents, but they were upset because she doesn't speak Spanish, which is fine, totally fine, okay? But
Okay.
she's speaking Spanish in the movie.
Oh.
And because she doesn't know Spanish, yes, you can say the words, but she doesn't know how to like if I'm gonna say if I know how to pronounce, hey, how are you? And I say that in English, people are saying her speech pattern, like it's like I was like, hey, how are you? Like, because she doesn't know where to
Mm.
accentuate what word
Yeah,
or
she
letter
can
to
speak.
say it in a quick, because she doesn't know the language. So people are like,
Mhm.
it's awkward. And there's so many things that they had an issue with this film. It's like riddled with scandal, which I thought it was so bizarre. And the director's French, doesn't speak
Mhm.
Spanish to know. Like the whole thing was so weird that this movie sweeped and it has like not even good reviews.
Now I have to watch it.
But it's like the art of it. Please watch it for us and
Yeah.
let us know like if it
Yeah.
deserved it. I'm just so because like now I don't want to watch the Oscars and see like Wicked disappoint and all these things. I'm biased. I don't give a fuck. I love that movie. I thought it was absolutely incredible. The fact that John M. Chu, the director, wasn't even put up for director as a
Mm.
nominee in the Golden Globes. I'm just like I'm over it. Like
Yeah.
it's just like anything that's a fan favorite or is like popular amongst most people do
Hmm.
not get acknowledged. It has to be like the random thing that like zooms in on an ant for 2 hours and they're like, look at the art. Look at the art. Like, I'm tired. I don't want to watch that shit.
Are we getting old and cranky?
Honestly, probably. But
So for me,
Nikki Glazer was the reason to
yeah,
watch.
I was gonna say like I caught a little bit of it because my grandmother wanted to watch and she was hysterical. Like,
She ate.
yeah, I don't care to watch, as you know, any of these award shows. And like
Yeah.
you kind of recap me on those. I see some of the outfits and stuff on Instagram, but
Hmm.
I think the host is kind of what makes it, and
Yeah.
she did a great job. She's funny, cute,
Yes.
funny.
And honestly, so many people that her fits were incredible. She looked
Hmm.
10 out of 10. She looked amazing. But there's been so many hosts who are just like not that funny or like make
Hmm.
jokes in poor taste. Like she does a good job of like treading the line where it's like, oh, that might be a little, but it's
Yes.
like funny and good and like still tasteful. Like it was pretty, there was a
Hmm.
Diddy joke in there that I was kind of like, I don't know if I'll like that one. But other than that, like she fully ate and it was so funny. She was going in on Timothy Chalamet, by the way, which was
Don't get me
hysterical.
started on that one.
What?
You saw the way
Tell
he
me.
looked? I was like, what the hell is with that sketchy ass mustache? Ugh.
That is so funny because that was one
Gen
of her
Zs are into
jokes.
that. Mm.
Did you hear her joke? She was like, "Wow, Timothy Chalamet is here. I love the your eyelashes on your upper
My
lip."
lip.
I was like,
Adam
"Bitch, you're
Sandler part
so
was
funny."
funny too.
Yes, so funny. And then we got to see Kylie sitting among him, so we know they're still going strong. She ate down, she looked good. Zendaya showed up with an engagement ring.
Mhm.
Then we find out she's engaged to Tom Holland, so that was
Yay,
good.
queen. Yes, super. Oh, they're so cute. They're
So
super low
cute.
key too, which I like. They're not
Yeah,
really
I
much in
like
the
it
public
too.
eye.
And they're
Hmm.
just like, you could just tell how happy they genuinely are. And they don't need to like put it out there for anybody. Like they know within themselves, and it's amazing.
Does he have a brother for me? No, I'm done.
Honestly, I have no idea. Does he? We'll find out. Noticeably absent at the Golden Globes were Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
Hmm.
And honestly, this is something that we have to catch up on. We won't do like the deepest dive. It's been a while since the news came out, but we do need to address it. I
Hmm.
want to just start before we get into all this, it ends with this legal drama by giving us a pat on the back. I am so proud of us because when all the rumors were coming out, it was all the he said, she said with Justin and Blake and the bullshit. We said, you know what? No one from the cast has spoken out. Everything is a rumor. We are not going to sit here and speculate about it. Like the most we said about it was unfortunate that this book that we all loved and waited for to come out for a movie, as a movie, for Colleen Hoover and this exciting moment, that it was tarnished. And we didn't speak to anything that was coming out that we knew nothing about. We did not
Hmm.
hear directly from anybody. So now that we have, we can talk about it.
Yes. Ugh. I don't even, I feel like for me, with everything going on, I feel like, obviously Blake is validated in how she feels and what's going on with her. It's super sad that, they had to deal with this. But I'm also like, Justin, you mother effer, you ruined this. I love the book. And now, like, I
Yeah.
just, like, don't want to be around the drama with the book that I don't care for the book, too. I don't care if they make a second movie. Like, I'm just done,
Yeah.
sadly. Sorry,
And
Colleen, but, ugh.
no, it's so sad. And you know what? It's her first book to movie. Like it really is unfortunate that this
Hmm.
is what had to happen with that. And I'm so excited that she still is getting, if you guys remember, we announced that Reminders of Him, her book, which we loved, is coming out in 2026 on Valentine's Day. So I'm glad that there's still momentum for her in the book to movie world. But like, what a sour way to kick off like your this is like the one of her most beloved books ever that we have all
Hmm.
been waiting for, and it always takes a man to ruin to ruin something good. And
Ugh.
I I will say this: Blake Lively came out with this complaint, and upon first seeing it, we didn't really speculate too much, but you would think I was like, okay, let me see what this is about. Like I wasn't in on all the drama where I was like, oh my God, I hate Blake. But like, yeah, there were things that came out that you were like, oh, that doesn't look so good. So
Yeah.
when I saw that drop, I was initially like, maybe she's trying to save face a little bit. Like, I don't know what this is about. When I read it, shout out to the New York Times. They posted the full complaint. I was so disgusted, and there's so many pieces to it that are
Hmm.
disturbing.
No, I agree.
We can dive into it, and I can just give like a little summary and we can talk about it. But essentially, there was a complaint filed by Blake to against Justin Baldoni against Wayfarer Studios, which he owns, that basically said a few things. And there's a couple parts to this. But the first was
Hmm.
like, if you remember the SAG AFTRA strike, the writer's strike, production shut down and we were all devastated. Like, okay, now they're going to shut down filming It Ends With Us. The movie's going to be pushed out because they had already begun and they had to stop filming. The complaint that Blake had kind of begins with what happened when they picked back up filming. When they picked back up filming, Blake had a list of 30 items that they discussed with HR. They had Justin there, they had her there, she had a representative present, which she was allowed to pick who was her husband. And it's a lot of these points that point to sexual harassment that were like, unless these things are agreed upon,
Hmm.
I do not feel safe in the workplace. And some of them were having an intimacy coordinator because Justin was ad-libbing and making her feel uncomfortable. Some of them say like Justin cannot talk more about like show pornography and talk about these experiences that were consensual and non-consensual that he's had, that other people have had. Just unbelievable things. Like there are things that people are pointing out, how he wanted her to be fully naked during the birthing scene, and he was like, oh, women give birth naked, women give birth naked. You're gonna tell a mother of four how women give birth and just put a little tape on her genitalia and tell her to sit there naked. He would go into her trailer while she was breastfeeding. Like it was just forever crossing the line. 30 items of insane allegations saying, like, these need to stop for us to proceed. Him and his team looked at it and they said, yep, we'll stop this. Nobody argued, nobody disagreed with it. They said, okay, we see what you're saying about these things. We're good. We're good to resume filming.
Hmm.
Once, so for this to just be like, okay, we're doing this. Okay, you had no issue with it. Obviously, these things existed, right? They go back to filming. Everything is hopefully getting better, but not just Blake, like most of the cast, including Colleen, unfollowed Justin. So now this is where the public has come in. Rumors are swirling, and nobody's like understanding why once they've filmed. Press is happening. Justin is not with the rest of the cast. Not just not Blake, nobody. And he hires, this is the part that really alarmed me. It's so sad to me not being shocked about the sexual harassment piece because I'm like, yep, just another like guy, another situation, like this industry.
Asshole. Hmm.
Yeah. But the fact that we find out, spent all of this money and had a represented his like co-backer in Wayfarer Studios, who is this loaded man, okay, offered Justin up to $100 million, whatever it cost to quote unquote destroy and take down Blake. A complete smear campaign. So everything you saw, like think about it. This beloved actress that nobody had like any real thoughts on, now you're seeing on social media like a hate campaign, literally paid for by him and his team. The text messages, everything, disgusting. Melissa Nathan was hired as like crisis PR to like initiate this campaign through his publicist, who was also listed in the complaint. Like the fact that you're going to this level to destroy a mother, a wife, and completely ruin her life, reputation, and any income she could possibly have going forward, to me is the most alarming, disgusting thing you could ever do. And the texts are jaw dropping.
I mean, for me, I didn't know who the hell Justin was before
Yeah,
this film. And Blake Lively will always be Blake Lively. She's, is who she
yeah.
is. She has marriage, kids. That's the thing that I feel most bad about is the kids. They're gonna get older one day and like see the mom went through this, so that's kind of sad. But yeah, yeah, I've read some of it. He's such a pig, like disgusting. They need to do better for women in the workplace, especially things like that.
What bothers me too is like people writing things that are like, first, I saw this tweet and it just so, it summed up so well, like what this represents. It'll be like, it said something like, people will believe a man without proof, but not a woman with evidence. Because even still, you have these texts, you have everything. And they're still like going to bat for him. And they're like, we know, Justin, this, that, the other.
Ugh, that's
It,
crazy.
it really is insane. And I just feel like you can think somebody is a bitch. Okay. But to go to this level, it's not on the same, it doesn't make sense. you can take any moment from me, from you, from anybody, a couple seconds and make us look a certain way. You can compile.
Hmm.
And his team paid, was paid to do this, to take all these moments where this person looked bad, put them together, and like now all of a sudden the whole world hates her. Like it worked. And what bothers me most is like people are like, yeah, but Blake, she still wasn't innocent. This, that. You think that because he paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for
Yeah.
you to think that. That's
These
why
people
you
are
think that.
stupid.
It's one thing because even I was like, wow, she looks crazy. She looks like a bit, yeah, because it worked. But now that
Hmm.
we know that this is what was happening, and you know what? I'm sure that she's not the only person in Hollywood that this has happened to.
Yeah, I would say too, like you mentioned, we didn't talk about it in the beginning because I don't like to pick sides without evidence. Like I'm
Yeah,
not gonna go to bat, like attack this man because of claims or, see things about her. Like, yes, a lot of things came to light that was distasteful that came out of her mouth but I'm just like, she's a mother now. That was like in the past. Let's move on from it. So I say some stupid shit. If you guys go to the beginning of
yeah.
the pod, you'll be like, what the hell just came out of her mouth?
No, but it's
Uh,
it's true. Like you can do this to anybody if you have the
Anyone.
resources, and it's really scary. And they're in the complaint, they define it as something called astroturfing too, where you have like because everybody latched on and you make it seem like it's coming from like public commentary, like here's a thread of 10 moments where Blake did blah blah blah, but it's really his team doing this. Then everybody else latches on and starts going to bat for him. And the part that was pointed out too in the lawsuit was funny because his team took like a stance to say, look at Justin, he's going to bat for women of domestic violence. He, this is was his stance. This is why there's disagreement because he so badly wants to make this a movie about domestic violence, and everybody else is making it about flowers and this and that. When really they put in the complaint, the strategy was they were asked under contract to make it to lean a little bit away from domestic violence and not make it so heavy for a more broad audience to be attracted to it. Make it about a story about hope and strength and not just about a woman who's being abused. And that's what they were asked to do. Like she was merely doing her job. And now they're taking this and painting it like, look at this. And it wasn't just Blake, the whole cast was doing this.
Hmm.
But it's like, why do we hate Blake? Because we were paid to hate Blake. And it just bothers me that that part does not sink into people that are still like, I
Yeah,
mean, you
I
can have
think.
your own opinion.
Yeah, I'm honestly like I'm dreading having to like see the rest of this play out. Like
Yeah.
there's evidence that he was a
Yes.
fucking pig, he was disrespectful. What I mean, he needs to just I would just fold. Like I don't think, but he has a good lawyer. But still, I just feel like there's so much
Yeah.
evidence that I
Great
just look at
lawyer.
him like distasteful taste. Like
Yeah.
I'm just
And
and there's
she's
women on
allowed
his
to be a
team, and I'm like,
bitch.
how the hell can you support this man and be on his team when he's,
That's what's so
ugh.
disgusting. Like, even there was
Hmm.
even one where his team was like, they're going so hard to bat for him and bringing up all these points. We don't even believe it. Like, they were laughing. They were like, this is great. Haha. Like, are you sick in the head? That was
Pick
so
me,
crazy.
girls. Those are girls that are
Literally.
like, oh, you're God's gift. Oh, you
It's
could talk to me
sick.
any way you want. Please.
It is sick and sad. Well, we should just mention that Justin is suing now the New York Times. He's saying there's more to the story. These were taken out of context. I don't give a fuck what the context was. This is my personal opinion. But I just urge everybody to use critical thinking and not just jump to like whatever the public opinion, just use your own brain.
Yes.
And if that's the
Mhm.
conclusion you come to, that's fine. But like, I am just proud that like we took a second and we're like, where did this come from? Not from either of them. So we're not going to sit here and take this and run with it because look, there was clearly much more to the story.
Yeah. And all you Justin fans, I don't want you in our comments. Like, we don't give a shit what you think. It wasn't just her who said this, other people saw this. So it's not like she's saying these are the only things she experienced. So shut up.
Yeah, truly, truly. And you know what? She may be a bitch. She may be a diva. She's fucking Blake Lively, but it doesn't
Yeah,
compare. The two things, what he did
it
and
doesn't.
like, oh, her having a bit of an attitude. I'm sorry, it's not the same thing. It's not.
It's not.
And you can find moments
Ugh,
where
his
I've been a
comments.
bitch in
Ugh.
my life and anybody. I can't. Anyways, we're done with that, but had to be discussed and we'll see what happens. Now,
Just don't make a
do you want
second
to
movie,
kick us off?
please. Okay, I'm done.
I know because he's not going to
Uh,
be the Ryle or anything. So what
yeah,
is the point?
it's not going to be
I
the same.
can't.
Yeah, when you change cast, it ruins it for me. It ruins it.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Do you want to kick us off on the big housemaid news that we heard, casting news that we need to talk about?
Ah, my baby, my Italian stallion. Okay, so we were so excited to find out that Enzo's going to be played by, I know he doesn't go by Michelle Morrone, but that's what I'm calling him. But so exciting. We manifested this. We
Okay,
wanted this. You guys wanted this. Okay, go ahead.
we're
What are
so
you going to say?
excited. I need to issue an apology because I got attacked online. So I've been
Did you?
saying Michelle Marone, not Mich. I've been saying Michelle
I said
Marone because I
Michelle.
heard it like that once, and I've because it's one L, and I've heard the name Michelle before as a man for a man, and
Hmm.
I've heard that name used before, and I didn't know. I am not Italian. I truly apologize to the community. I'm Greek. I'm your neighbor. I love y'all. I did not know that, and I will now pronounce it correctly because I did my research. His
Do it.
name is pronounced Michele Morone,
No, I'm not doing
and
that.
Michele
That's hard
Morone.
for me. No.
So Michele, it will play Enzo in the housemaid. And all of you in my comments, I understand. I got the pronunciation wrong. I did not know. I've never seen 365 Days. I wasn't that familiar
I've
with him.
seen it. I love it. Yeah.
Okay, I know, but I didn't know, how to say his name, and I
I'm
was
mad you're
really excited.
apologizing. I feel like we're American, and I also feel like I butcher American names all the time. So
I
we
know.
try.
I just
And it's,
really
yeah,
didn't
we
know,
try.
sincerely didn't know. And now I feel kind of dumb because we were
Now
so
I have to go
excited and
back to those comments 'cause I'm going to tell them all to shut up.
but yes, when does this happen? Like, I am telling you, the housemaid movie team knows what they're doing. They
Yes.
listened. We have
Mm,
been asking for Michele to play Enzo from
hmm
Jump. They delivered. He was on a project. He's still signed on. I love the way they're doing their reveals with like
mm.
all the reels and everything, like slowly dropping all the casting news. They're eating every time they drop somebody. I'm
Mm.
dying.
Yeah, I'm so excited. This movie's going to be great. I think casting's great. I know some people don't think that. I think everyone aligns on Enzo, like everyone. I haven't seen one person
Yeah.
not. But I even say like, Amanda and Sydney, like they're going to kill it. I'm not worried.
They're going to kill it. We are so excited for you, Frida McFadden. And
Yes.
also they released a date for the movie. It will drop on Christmas in 2025. So this year, the end of the year, the Housemaid movie will be out. We
Hmm.
cannot wait. We are most excited for you, Michele. But just just to recap, we have Amanda Sey.
Michele. Michele.
Michele. Did I say it wrong? Did I
No,
say
I
it
don't
wrong?
know. I don't
Oh,
know. You're asking
just
me?
no, I thought you were correcting me. I was like,
I'm
oh no,
so
not
bad
again.
with
I have
names.
I have trauma. So let's just recap. So we have Brandon Sklenar as our Andrew. We have Amanda Seyfried and Sydney Sweeney as Millie and Nina. And now we have Michele Morone as Enzo. What a cast.
Mm.
Beautiful. So excited. Thank you, Frida. Thank you, Housemaid Movie. Honestly, we have been really like out here pumping out the housemaid movie content. We have almost 1 million views on one of our
Frida, get on our
TikToks talking
podcast.
about the casting. So we really just want to be invited to a pre-screening if you're out
Oh,
there.
see, no, I'm thinking like
Housemaid movie
Frida.
team, like you should put us on the carpet. Like we want to come to the premiere. Like that's what we want. Put us there. We're ready. We are ready.
No,
I'll get my freaking dress. Let's go.
you're better
Give
than
it,
me. I'm like, Frida girl, I want you on the pod. We're big
Frida's
fans.
gonna come on the pod. We can
Yes.
definitely have Frida on the pod. We love her. We've actually spoken to her before, remember? She's an
Yes.
angel. She's a light. We
And
will
she's
have
sweet.
her.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, mark my words. I'm manifesting and I am a witch as we have come to learn. Okay.
Mm.
So
Mm.
Frida will be on book, please. But
Frida,
I'm
we
telling you,
did
I
this.
want to be invited to the premiere. Do not drop the ball on this.
Hmm.
Like we have been
Hmm.
covering your casting news from the jump. Don't forget about us little people, okay? We're gonna be big
Yep.
people one day.
Yep.
That's all we got to say about that.
Now I'm gonna go in their comments and be like, "Hey, watch this
Hey, how
episode."
y'all doing?
Oh, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, guys, for next week, we decided that we are going to continue the series. We had Mary Bell on, so please make sure to watch that and make sure you read the first book. We will be diving into the second book for our first book for the year, and it is called Bella Vita. But remember, you have to read the first one first and then dive into this one, and you can always catch up if we start reading it and you don't catch up by then. And then make sure you read up to page 92, which ends at fall. And I'm so excited to dive deep into this one.
Yes, her first book in the series called Vivi Il Momento was one of my favorite books of 2024. Amanda's holding it up. It was such a good, like, Italian love story. It had sauce, it had conflict. It was just
Hmm.
so good. It wasn't your basic love story. We loved it. Mary was on, as Amanda said, had an amazing interview with her, and we can't wait to like get into this second book. So that's kind of where we left off last time, and now we want to get into the second one and final book in this series, and the chapters, because they are going by character names, will, like Amanda said, will end where it says fall, which stops at page 92.
And if you guys are watching on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe. We're also on TikTok and Instagram at Book Please Podcast. P.S. I hope TikTok doesn't go.
Yes. Oh, please, God, we
Yes.
need you. You're the only reason we have audience, listeners, our book letties. We love you guys,
Yes.
and we will see you next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Mwah.